What is up, everyone? My name is Doubtfull, and I'm a challenger jungler in North America. Today, I'm going to be telling you how I play REK'SAI differently than almost every other player in the world. That sounded really dramatic, but it's kind of true. I use this strategy to hit masters on REK'SAI. On this account you're seeing here, almost entirely solo queue. I played like 6 games with my friend Manko, maybe, and we went like 4-2 or something like that, which is below an 80% win rate, so whatever. Definitely an 80% win rate solo, almost entirely. You can see here, it's actually Diamond 1 now because I let it decay because I work full-time and I can't balance all of my accounts. Very hard to play a game a day on all of them. But this is it, and you can see it's not like I just had a crazy win rate like when I was lower down in the MMR. I don't know what happened here. You can see that it's pretty consistent across the last 30 games. This is probably all diamonds, I'm guessing. Yeah, this is all like Diamond 2 and higher. A 77% win rate. So still very high. And now you might be thinking, well, Doubtfull, you're a challenger player. Obviously, you're going to have that high win rate. That's pretty untrue, but as you'll see in this game that I'm about to show you, I'm actually not that good, guys. I just have a really good and consistent strategy that I use every single game to achieve these win rates. And a lot of people, I see people on Reddit, because I read the REK'SAI mains Reddit and Discord and stuff, and a lot of people, and just seeing other tier lists and the way other people talk about REK'SAI, a lot of people say that she doesn't like scale well. She's really like team dependent, and it's honestly just clearly not true. I mean, you can see right here, 80% win rate. That wouldn't be possible if I relied on my teammates like at all. Like 80% win rate is pretty much you like put the, you're winning a lot of games just purely by yourself if you've got a win rate that high, and you can do that on REK'SAI if you play the way I play her, and not the way that most people play her. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that in this game here. First, I guess I should tell you the basic strategy before I go into my runes. So the basic strategy is I farm a lot in the early game, and that's very, very important in this new season to make sure you're getting that early game farm and you're not falling behind. Because if you fall behind on REK'SAI, you will be useless. It's extremely important to stay ahead of the curve, and everything that I do in this strategy is to stay ahead of the curve. And by curve, I mean like the curve is like as time goes on, everybody gets gold, and you want to make sure you're above everybody else, or at least certainly not below. And as long as you're sort of above that line, I hope this mental image makes sense. I'm kind of just making this up as I go. But as long as you're above that line, you're doing great, and you can carry the game. So, and then I guess we'll save that talk for later. But going on, these are my runes sort of with that strategy. I take Conqueror because Conqueror scales much better into the late game. It's good for longer duels. It's better against most junglers, so I do take Conquer every single game. I always try to, and not to say that you can't do this strategy with Hail Blades. I mean, you probably could, but I don't play Hail Blades, so I don't really know. But I would recommend Conquer. I take Alacrity. This is a really great rune. It scales pretty nicely. You get a lot of free attack speed, and this, most importantly, helps you clear your camps faster. Well, maybe not most importantly, but one of the reasons I like a lot is it helps you clear your camps faster. This is very, very important. Coup de grace is pretty standard. I wouldn't recommend Last Stand. And then I always go Sorcery. Nimbus. I used to try Water Walking plus Absolute Focus to get the maximum amount of free AD, because REK'SAI scales with AD. Like, I don't know if this is actually true or not, but one of the best, if not the literal best, AD scalings in the game. And she's all about one-shotting somebody with your combo, essentially. And so really, 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 you want to get as much free AD as possible. And that is why I take Absolute Focus, because this helps you, even though like you are missing some free AD from Water Walking potentially when you're on the river. Absolute Focus, you always get the free AD, assuming you're above 70% health, obviously, which you almost always are. And this helps you clear your camps in your jungle faster. And again, that might sound like a small thing, but it really isn't. It saves you like several seconds. And over the course of the game, that just adds up a lot to having 2, 3, 4 camp leads over your opponent. And then Nimbus Cloak is just, like I said, I was trying to do like these two together, but Nimbus Cloak is honestly just bonkers broken, especially on REK'SAI. You can actually flash onto somebody and then knock them up, auto Q them, and then like in the time between your next auto, you can walk to where they're going to flash to, and actually still auto attack them after they flash. And if you have red buff applied, it's just really broken, the things you can do with this rune. And it gives you just like free escapes where you normally wouldn't. yeah, just great rune. Very you've got to run Nimbus Cloak in my opinion. So that's it for the runes. I'm just gonna jump straight into the game here and get going. I don't want to waste anyone's time, so let's just get started. These are we can sort of break down the champions in the game here real quick, I suppose. They've got a melee and Kha'Zix. The top jungle matchup is nice for us. Rek'Sai does fairly well into Kha'Zix. Camille is fine. If she gets out of hand, she could be a problem. And then they've got the Syndra mid, kind of annoying, but you can dodge a lot of her abilities with your ults. You can dodge her ults, etc., etc., etc. Who was their bot lane? I've already forgotten. Their bot lane is Veigar and Senna, kind of annoying champions. Senna heals people. Anyone who heals is really annoying for Rek'Sai. She's also got slow. She's got grasp for some reason. That's weird. Is that meta now? I've got no idea. But she's got slows and roots, so she's kind of obnoxious. And Veigar can be really annoying too with his cage. But that's okay. So the matchup is really important. When you lose on Rek'Sai, I should mention that 80% win rate that I had, that's without me ever dodging, like due to bad comp or anything like that. I literally played every single game as long as Rek'Sai was available. And Rek'Sai, the best way to beat Rek'Sai is to counterpick her and champ select. By playing champions like Lulu or Soraka, Yumi, anybody that can keep your carries alive, heal them, and prevent Rek'Sai from doing what she wants to do, which is one-shotting the carries in the late game. So every single game, I usually go out and drop that ward. Not super important, but kind of just free vision that you should probably do. It doesn't cost you anything. And then I always start my red buff, almost always, but we're just going to say always for the purpose of this video, for the purpose of this strategy. It doesn't matter what side on the map I always start red. Unless I like really need to be in a lane for like a certain reason, but that's beyond the scope of this video, and you should pretty much just always start red. Now, again, before I go any further, I want to say that I play for myself in these games. I do not play to get my lanes ahead. I play for myself because I am carrying the game. You are the carry. You're playing Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is a carry. People don't think like this. This is how I think. Okay, very important to make that distinction here. So we always start my red. I take absolute focus. Like I said, you want to try to make sure you're staying above 70% health, especially for this next clear. You'll heal a little bit off of your passive there. You want to kite. You go into here. I knock this small one up first, auto it, Q, whatever. Then I go onto the big one, kite it backwards. So you want to smite this big one. I actually messed this up. You want to smite this big one, and then if you have absolute focus procced, you will kill these small ones on your knock up here. Unfortunately, I did it too fast. There's actually a small delay from when you get 70% health and you get the bonus AD. So I should have smited earlier there. That's kind of my bad. I don't know why sometimes I wait. This is a small mistake. It doesn't really cost you any time, but it might cost you a little bit of health. I don't actually know if those many things hit me or not. And I could have kited these a little bit more towards this. Now, when I talk about kiting, it's very important to get every additional second you can. As I said, this is all about being as quickly as possible, as efficient as possible, because it's sort of like an arms race against Kha'Zix for us to get more gold, more experience, and be a higher level to win that 1v1. Like having one level or even just one item can and does consistently make huge differences in these 1v1 fights, as you're going to see. Now, I should have potted a little bit sooner here because I'm going to end up losing my absolute focus for a little bit, and there's no reason to lose that on this camp. But I usually kite it this way, but honestly, I probably should be kiting it this way. Like, see, when I say that I'm not good, guys, I'm serious. I'm really not that good at this game. Ask any other challenger jungler. I promise you, they will agree. I actually should probably be kiting this Raptor this way. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, remembering it, I think I was kiting it this way because I was thinking about ganking mid here because I've got a Galio with decent setup, and Syndra kind of looks like she's in the middle of the wave, but she ends up backing up, and I waste like probably 4 or even 5, maybe even 6 seconds, maybe 5, kiting up to there and looking for that, but I decided not to go for it. Kha'Zix, on the other hand, wasn't so lucky, and he looked for this gank, and fortunately we had a really good ward there, so we do spot the Kha'Zix out, and he ends up wasting a little bit of time there. Very important and huge. That might not seem like a big deal, but Kha'Zix is wasting, by being there at that time, he's probably wasting like just a lot of time. I don't know if he like went into my Raptors or what exactly he did, but I already know he's wasting time, so I'm ahead of him, which is fantastic. I'm gonna kite this blue buff out. I opt not to smite here because I want it just in case I end up fighting him at this Scuttle Crab. And I use this thing to sort of try to spot him out. That was kind of a bad a bad Scryer's Bloom there. I would have wanted to hit this bush, actually. It would be a little bit unfortunate if Kha'Zix was sitting in that bush, but he's not, so we're fine. And we're just going to take this and then go on our merry way over to Gromp. Now, notice I did not do a level 3 gank. A lot of people, when I say that I played Rek'Sai differently, a lot of people, I should really make a point of this, they do a 3 camp, they rush level 3, and then they look to gank a lane. And they play with this mindset, like Rek'Sai falls off really hard, and you have to like abuse your level 3 and like snowball your lanes, or you're just going to lose the game. And I'm telling you guys that is not true. You do not need to do that. You can literally just farm it out, and you should just farm it out. Because if you rush level 3 and then you go for a gank, and it doesn't work, you are behind. You're very far behind. It might not seem like you're very far behind, but trust me, you are. Like if I had done, I don't know if that's what Kha'Zix was doing, if he was looking for my Raptors or what, but if I had gone red, blue, Gromp, and then looked for a gank top, Kha'Zix could have, theoretically, assuming that's what he was doing there, I don't know, could have taken my Raptors, could have taken my Krugs. I do this a lot into Elise, by the way. You can do this, because sometimes she'll go like red, blue, Gromp, and then she'll leave these 2 up, and you can take them. A lot of junglers will. And that really puts them far behind. So fortunately, he wasn't able to do that because I full clear, because I'm using my OP secret strategy, and we go to do Gromp. I'm already level 4 right now, and then some. And then I think in a second here, we're going to actually spot Kha'Zix. And I also set up a tunnel. Setting up tunnels is important. It speeds up your clear, saves you a second or 2 in between camps. So I set up a tunnel before I base, because I knew that I just wanted to base. But then something kind of weird happens. Kha'Zix shows up. That's fantastic. He's on a ward. He's only level 3. I'm level 4.5, so I've got a gold lead. I've got an XP lead. Very important. You're not always going to get this ahead of people, because like some junglers also want to full clear. But fortunately, that is what happened this game. We got pretty far ahead. This is the first game I played, by the way. You can actually see this is the date I recorded it. I was just like, okay, I want to try to like get it a solid game, and then I'll post it, good or not. And this was the very first game I played. That's how consistent the strategy is. This stuff just works, man. So somehow Fiora ends up like almost dying to this gank. Kind of weird, but she doesn't, which is great. Kha'Zix hits level 4 off of the minions because he was pretty close, and I get sort of a lucky break here. By the way, maybe I should have just based there, like accept that Fiora was dead and there was nothing I could do and I could base. I'm not positive. I decided to look for the kill instead. But if I hadn't done this, I would have based bot and then been over. I would have bought Chilling Smite plus Boots, and buying Boots kind of sucks early game. You always want to buy Longsword if you can. But I would have had Chilling Smite plus Boots, and I probably would have been well on my way over to Krugs, and then I would have been able to grab this, and then maybe I could have counter jungled. So this does come at a cost. It's important to note that when you go for things like this, it does come at a cost, and that cost is time, and time is money and gold. Can you hear that? Wow, it is really storming outside. Okay, so fortunately, this Kha'Zix makes a cardinal sin, and he just face checks into this bush and gets deleted. I do my combo. Real quick, I'm going to show the combo. I mean, if you're watching this, you probably know what the Rek'Sai combo is, but some people do it wrong. So I shoot out my burrowed Q. I knock him up, which puts me at 50 Fury. I auto him, which puts me at 75, and then I Q him. I do all of that before he can react. And I also E him. So like the moment he's free, he flashes away, but I already cast my E, and you can't flash the E unless you go out of vision. So that whole combo, that's why you don't need Halo Blades. People talk about Halo Blades. I literally did that entire combo like before he could flash and react. So Halo Blades is really not necessary on Rek'Sai, in my opinion. So he flashes away. It's an easy flash auto for us. So here is where you're going to see why I call myself bad. This was so... Oh, God, my reaction time is just... After I made this play, I was like, oh, God, I can't use this footage. And you know what? Actually, I think it's great that I make this bad of an int, because it shows you guys that I'm not actually good at this game. Like, I swear I'm not. So all I have to do... This dude flashes so early, and I could easily just tunnel, and this is a free kill, and this game's over. But instead, I use my knock-up because I'm dumb, and then I actually just int, because I'm taking... I'm taking all of this minion damage, and I take the turret. I'm just an idiot. I mute my team because whenever I hard int, I always mute my team, like hard mute all. And maybe that's like a weird thing or seems weird, but it's basically so I can just stay focused. Like if somebody was to like ping me or say something negative, like I'm not gonna lie, like that stuff annoys me and it bothers me and it throws me out of what I call, well, I don't really call this. This is actually a thing. It's called the flow state. It throws me out of that. I want to focus purely on the game, so I usually just mute. And here I could have bought boots and maybe still potion, but I wanted to go for the double longsword. I like having potion. It's important to keep absolute focus up. So I think it's worth spending the time to buy that longsword there. I actually messed up here. I should have set up a tunnel on my way to Krugs. I did not do that, but that's okay. So what I'm thinking right now is Kha'Zix is going to be going for the Scuttle Crab, probably, and I know the dragon spawning. And I've got 2 longswords, which is really, really nice for soloing dragon. You can do it with 1 longsword. I mean, you can do it with none, but it would take forever, and I don't recommend it. You can do it with 1, but doing it with 2 feels pretty good. I'm not going to lie. But while I wait for that to spawn, I just want to do my Krugs here. They're worth a decent amount of XP and gold, especially since I already killed them. So we can fast forward a little bit here. No, maybe. I don't know how to use this program. Okay. Spoiler alert. So I do the Krugs, and then I walk over here and use my tunnel to go into Dragon. I know that this is probably free. I don't use my sweeper. I should have used my sweeper. That was dumb. Bad player, remember? I know that Kha'Zix isn't here because he just did the Scuttle Crab, so he's probably doing these camps. So I know that this is like pretty much guaranteed to be a free dragon unless it's warded. God knows why I didn't use my sweeper. I guess I was just pretty confident that he wasn't going to ward it. But I go for this dragon. Now, you might be thinking, why did you go for the dragon? Because I saw somebody else who sort of seemed to agree with me similarly on how to play REK'SAI, but he said that you should never go dragons. And I think it's absolutely insane to not go dragons. It does slow down your clear a little bit, and it sort of can put you a little behind the curve. But the reason why I do these dragons is because it puts a timer on the game. It forces conflict to happen when you are strong, and it puts a timer on the game. By the timer on the game, I mean 15 minutes from now, the 4th dragon's going to spawn, theoretically, assuming I'm doing these dragons on spawn, and I'm taking 0 seconds to kill them. And it forces conflict. It forces them to fight you when you have an advantage. Theoretically, you have the advantage, okay? And you do not want... So I argue a lot that REK'SAI does scale, and she does scale well, but the game can't go on indefinitely because eventually, like, if you're the same level as the enemy carries, like if the ADC is level 18, you're level 18, it's going to be really hard to kill them. So you do scale, but you need to stay ahead of everyone else. And when people start to catch up to you, like you need the game to end, okay? And that's how you end games. Doesn't matter what elo you're in. I did this strategy all the way from unranked to masters. I never changed anything. I always get the dragons because it forces games to end. It forces conflict. It forces, like, everybody's going to go to the dragon. They'll have to take bad fights to stop you from getting Elder Dragon. And you're going to see that later in this game. Or not Elder Dragon, but Soul. Whatever. And again, we'll see that later in the game. But yeah, that is why I think it's absolutely worth it to take time to go for those dragons when they're free like that. And that was a situation where I deemed it to be free. You could call that being like a skill or whatever, me knowing that I can do that, but I probably shouldn't have gone for this trade. I knew he couldn't kill me, but I wanted to get those small raptors because I'm all about that farm. But this did put me lower in health, and it takes me out of absolute focus range, which slows down my clear quite a bit. I knew I wasn't going to go for a gank or anything, so I figured it was okay if I lost a little of HP there, but whether or not that was a mistake, I don't know. Oh yeah, I actually do something weird here. It was probably dumb. For some reason, I thought that Kha'Zix was like low on HP or something after that gank. But I knew he was going to his raptors, and I knew I was level 6 and he wasn't level 6. And I also knew that I had 2 longswords and he only had 1. And I don't think he had an actual smite. So I tried to sneak onto him here, but unfortunately the way he pathed, I don't even know why he pathed like this. That's why I thought I was okay to eat in here, because I thought he was going to kite the raptors up here. Like to his Krugs or whatever, but he actually passed them towards me, which is weird and unfortunate. So I'm a little bit scared right now because, you know, he's got a Camille that can collapse, he's got a Syndra, but whatever. I still got an advantage. I know he's going for Krugs now, so I go in to look for him here. And this is me. Again, I am level 6. I can do this because I have 2 longswords. Again, I got a kill, so that's kind of why I'm this far ahead of him. But I'm level 6. He is only level 5. I've got 2 longswords. He's only got 1, so I can bully him now with the advantages that I got by just essentially just farming. I mean, I picked up a free kill on him earlier, but yeah. So we trade on him a little bit, but I'm unfortunately taking the big Krug, and I think I take the worst end of that out of that deal. So yeah, that was a pretty sketchy play by me. I don't get punished. In my mind, I'm thinking that Galio can ult on top of me and we can mess this dude up, but it didn't really work out like that. Thankfully, I shot out the Q and I stole the Krug anyways, so that whole venture was maybe worth it. But yeah, was that actually a good play? Probably not. I probably should have just farmed and reset, but I just wanted to try to abuse the Kha'Zix while I could. The whole reason that all that happened was because I thought he would be low off of that gank, which was dumb. But anyways, that aside, just looking to punish your opponents. Those kind of punishes will work a lot better in lower elos, by the way, where junglers aren't as good at clearing efficiently, and they'll just be lower naturally from the camps because they don't kite well and whatnot. Now I sell my refillable to get warrior here. This is a huge power spike. Warrior at 8 minutes is fantastic, and yeah, basically I'm like god mode right now, very strong. And I want to try to abuse this Kha'Zix as much as possible. I unmute my team because we're probably past the point where I'm going to get flamed for that play 5 minutes ago. And I want to be able to communicate with my team and see what they're doing, what plays they're going for. Stick with me on this video, guys. I'm going to keep talking about important stuff. There's more to the strategy than just everything I've shown so far. And I am going to make more mistakes, but there are some good plays that happen. But let's see. So right now, Kha'Zix is just doing blue. Right now, I'm thinking Herald. And I'm going to, spoiler alert, I don't actually end up taking Herald this game. But Herald is another key point of this strategy. So I want to talk about it really quickly. Herald, dodge its attacks so you don't take any damage, and like go underneath it and use it to hit the eye. Use that to hit the eye to kill as quickly as possible. Ideally, you don't want your teammates to help you because it doesn't speed you up that much. The clear is gated by the eye turning back on. So having 2 people isn't like actually twice as fast as killing Herald. It's a waste of their time, generally speaking. You only want to go for it usually if you know that the jungler is on the other side and you have priority in your lanes, or you just know that they're not going to come for whatever reason. It can get turned on you very easily. So you've got to be a little bit careful of that, especially if you're not dodging his charge attacks. You can get pretty low. But it's very important to grab Herald before 14 minutes if you can. You can use it to take turrets from full, from 5 plates to 0, and it gives you like 1,600 gold. It's an incredible power swing, or gold swing, whatever. Huge snowballing potential on Herald, and it's a really great way to get yourself ahead and sort of close out those games. The way to use it, I'm going to say this. I'm just going to keep saying this until everybody knows. There are challenger players that still don't do this right. You do not just drop Herald and like go, okay? The proper way to do it is to hopefully get a gank off. You can't always do this, but hopefully you get a gank off. And then if there's nobody else that can defend the turret, you walk up, you take 2 plates with you and your laner, or sometimes you can do it solo, especially on REK'SAI. REK'SAI takes turrets extremely fast. And you take 2 plates, you hit it's like 2.5% or like half health, essentially 2.5 plates, and then you drop Herald, and Herald essentially does true damage, and it kills the turret from there. And you could take you can 100 to 0 a turret with 5 plates. It's like 1,600 gold. It's an incredible power swing. People in Challenger don't do this for some reason, and every time I do it, it's like, God. Sorry, a little bit of a rant there. Unfortunately, I don't end up taking Herald this game, so I don't get to show you that facet of the strategy, but objective control is very important. We want to use all of our gold lead, our advantage, our strength in the early game to take objectives, and use the objectives to accelerate the game and try to end it. Now, I see Kha'Zix bot side, so instead of taking Herald, I go up and I take his red and his raptors. The reason he's basing here is because he has gold for warrior. It's important to base on your warrior power spike. You almost always want to do that immediately. There can be exceptions sometimes, but warrior is just an insane power spike for any AD jungler, and you always want to look for that. I know I've got plenty of time to take his raptors as well, which is nice. I don't feel comfortable going for Herald here, though, because he is going to be coming from base, and he's not going to have anything to do. Here, I look mid. I look for this gank. This is kind of a bad play. I use Flash and Chilling Smite to sort of gap close here and go for this knockup. But she is level 8. She's got Magic Pen. She doesn't have that much AP, but she does have Ignite as well. Oh, that does so much damage. You can see she's going to kill me here. So we'll maybe go a little bit slower here. I go for this play. It's kind of bad because she's so far away. The reason I feel comfortable doing this, by the way, I would never do this if I didn't know where Kha'Zix was. I know Kha'Zix is top side, or I'm almost positive. I saw Kha'Zix base. I'm almost positive he's going to go to his red. So that's why I felt comfortable making this kind of into play. Still, it was pretty dumb because Tindra's just really strong and she can murder you. But I walk in. Galio fortunately CCs her up, which is, again, why I went for this play, because Galio has a lot of CC, and I felt like I could do it. I aggro the turret shot's coming, so I don't have time to actually use my E on her before I'm going to get hit by this turret shot, so we just ult immediately, and we get that kill, and the Triumph heals us. Thank you, Conqueror. Can't do that play with Hail Blades, you'll die. And then, oh god, I forgot that happens. And then I'm an idiot, and I don't pay attention to things like Senna, and I just die. But it was a clean play, though. It was a clean play. If I just cut off there, you guys would have been like, wow, Doubtfull's really good. Damn, I totally forgot that happened. So some other weird stuff happens here. but we end up killing him there, which is great. And I'm able to buy boots plus double longsword. Now I buy double longsword. This is the great thing about the Edge of Night build, is it's much better for snowballing. I'm able to buy 2 longswords instead of having to spend money on a ruby crystal, which I don't really need. The longswords help us clear faster. Like a ruby crystal does not do anything for our clear speed. Helps us clear faster. REK'SAI is the best AD scaling in the game. I don't know if that's true, but whatever. And yeah, just really, really feels amazing to buy a double longsword, especially when you actually get the Dirk buy. The Dirk buy is just incredible. It's so much damage. Really overpowered. So, when that play happens, my read on the situation is that Camille is going to try to shove the lane. She's got her Kha'Zix behind her, so maybe she feels safe. Always important to know what laners are going to want to do. She doesn't want her wave to like freeze here. She wants to shove it in and reset. Just laners will agree for this kind of stuff all the time. So we just go for it here. Fortunately, she sort of walks right into us and doesn't have time to like use her E or anything. I actually leave the wave here for her to push. Because I don't know if the Camille has teleport or not, and I don't want her lane to get screwed by me like trying to shove the wave, and I don't know. Was this right? Was this wrong? It maybe was wrong. I guess part of me wanted to grab this Scuttle Crab, but generally, I don't know that I do it that much this game, but you want to always look to take lane wave, lane CS when you can. It's a really, really great way to accelerate your level and get ahead of your opponent. Opponent being the jungler or all of them, whatever. Very, very important. But you don't really want to do it at the detriment of your own teammates. And usually you can shove a wave and it's not a big deal because it'll bounce and come back to them. But in that situation, I chose not to do it for whatever reason. So I know that Kha'Zix is here. I saw him on the minimap earlier, so I know he's probably going to contest this. So I'm sort of like hovering around, but I just back off here. He uses his E here to jump into me. He's level 7. I am level 8. Okay? Do I have Absolute Focus here? I wish I had this set to runes. I don't know if my Absolute Focus is actually up or not. Can I tell? I can't tell. 175. Can I actually tell? Unfortunately, I get Conquer the moment I knock him up, so... Okay, it doesn't even matter. I don't think I had Absolute Focus. Yeah, I did, because I was at 164. So Kha'Zix jumps on us. This is the nature of this matchup. He does have Red Smite, which he has that advantage over me. Never go Red Smite on REK'SAI, by the way. Blue Smite's like almost always, actually is just literally always better. And so the only champions you maybe might consider going Red Smite into are like Master Yi, maybe, because Blue Smite does nothing into him, and he can his only way of escaping you is to kill you. So Red Smite can be very good. And then maybe Rengar. But I personally always take Chilling Smite for the ganks and whatever. I'll just show you guys really quickly since I got on a tangent here. You'll see people take Red Smite on REK'SAI, and it just bothers me. But here are some stats. Actually, we'll go 30 days to just give you maximum stats. This is Plat Plus, but yeah, 52% win rate, Chilling Smite, 49% red. Take from that whatever you will. Stats aren't everything, but something to think about. Red Smite's just always better. So anyways, that tangent aside, Kha'Zix is jumping on us, but I've got a level over him, and I've got 2 longswords over him because of how efficient I have been with my pathing up until now. If I had gone for a gank earlier and it didn't work, it didn't pay off, I might have 1 less longsword now. I might have 2 less longswords. I might be 1 level less. But because of all the farming and efficient, however efficient I was, I'm in this. It brings me to this situation where I'm able to fight this Kha'Zix here and kill him. Okay, if we're a little bit weaker, we probably don't win that. So, that also, obviously, that kill snowballs and other things. Now I get a Scuttle Crab. He would have got that Scuttle Crab. Now I'm 2 levels above him. It sets me up in position to kill this Sidra here, which I'm not going to. But, like, all these little things, they might seem insignificant, but they really aren't. Like, one thing leads to another thing. League is like a game of dominoes, right? It's all, like, one big, like, butterfly effect thing. So, every little thing you can do to put yourself in a better position, is good. That's what you do. And it also secures this dragon. So we got dragon, a kill, another kill mid, and the Scuttle Crab, essentially all because of me winning that fight right there, which again, clearly the Kha'Zix inted, but he seemed to think that he was going to win that fight. But we just 100-0'd him with our burst. He didn't have time to use his ult to dodge our stuff because we had so much AD. We just overwhelmed him with AD. Oh, that's also why double longsword's nice. Like an extra Ruby Crystal wouldn't actually have been super great there against the Kha'Zix. It was much better to have the AD. So we're just gonna keep farming. Apparently, I think in my mind right now, I mean the camps are here. I know I want to take them because they're quick and easy. Kha'Zix on a ward, so we don't need to go for that counter gank because he's on a ward, so he's probably not going to go for the gank, except for he actually does here. It's always weird. Like, this is the second time this game where they know the jungler's there and they just, like, die to the gank anyways. Kind of weird. But, I walk over here to see what I can do. The Syndra teleported, so it's, like, kind of doomed. But then I see that these two are basing and that these other two are not basing. I'm thinking they're just going to shove the wave in base, but I decided to stay and look for the play. Now, again, so this is like I could have, right, like my strategy, farming, what you don't literally just perma farm. You have to look for opportunities to get ahead and get kills, okay? But I look, when I go for opportunities, they're like high percentage plays that I think are like probably going to work. And like when I saw the situation, like I came here because there was a gank and there was a fight and I thought it could help, right? That's why I initially made a decision to come bot side instead of farming top. But then I stayed because I saw that they were basing and I saw that there was an opportunity here. You always want to look for these opportunities, and that's about knowing your limits and whatnot. I know that I've got my ult, so I can dodge abilities here. I've got my chilling smite. I've got everything up, and this is probably free. So, well, she's got a giant's belt. That is just wild. The one thing I'm really bad at is looking at people's items. Like, something I need to work on. But yeah, so fortunately she jumps right on us, and we use my ult there to dodge their CC. That's how you want to use your ult. Well, there's lots of different ways you can use your ult, but another great way to use it is to dodge CC. So I know I'm about to get stunned by that Veigar E right there, so I cast my ult, and then I don't get stunned. And I'm not sure if I literally like ate, because you can eat CC and ult. Like if you press ult and then you get hit with the CC like while you're ulting, you can eat the CC, like you got CC'd, but you were in your ult, so it didn't do anything. So I'm not sure if I actually could have walked through that tunnel, his cage there, or not. I decided not to, just to play it safe, because it seemed like I could. But, yep, we just go onto Veigar here and get a free double kill. And again, I don't steal my laner's wave here. And it might seem like, I know earlier I said that like I play for myself and I play greedy, but I don't do it to the detriment of my own team, right? Like you still want to allow your teammates to be strong and do well. Well, my bot lane is level 7 compared to level 10 of my solar laners and myself. They're just casually 3 levels behind everybody else. Like, can you imagine if I actually took this whole wave from them and then they're just, wow. They would be so screwed. So, don't want to do that. So here we got Edge of Night. It's kind of nice into these champions. We can dodge like a Kha'Zix Q, maybe his W, Camille, Syndra stun. A lot of cool things that we can dodge. Pretty useful. We're going to go into my red here. Again, it's 13:30. At this point, Herald is not really an option anymore. There just wasn't a good time to take Herald. And like sometimes there's just not going to be a good time. You don't want to force things, right? Like I could have forced the Herald earlier here when I saw Kha'Zix. When I took the red on the Raptors, but I just went for a better play, a higher percentage play. You always want to go for the highest percentage plays that you can. This whole strategy is all about being as consistent as humanly possible. So I guess I'm looking for a play bot. I knew I wanted to go for the Scuttle Crab, that's why I pathed to bot side. And I was about to say, yeah, Kha'Zix actually ends up taking Herald here, which is kind of annoying, but went for the farming play instead. Fortunately, he didn't get the Herald before 14 minutes, so it's not actually that big of a deal. I grabbed the blue because it's here. This is kind of bad of me. Pretty bad of me, actually. Just get chunked to half health because I'm not paying attention to where they are in lane. I could have ulted onto that Kai'Sa or that Senna and probably killed her, but I didn't know where Syndra was. Like, it's possible Kha'Zix spaced with Herald recall and was there by now, so I didn't want to risk it. Again, want to play smart when we can. So we're looking for plays here. She flashes our thing. He flashes, he goes for the kill, so that's why I flash in to follow up. And then I just flash to secure this kill. God, I do so much damage. Wow, I actually surprised myself there. That's insane. How much damage does my E do here? It's because I have Janna shield. 499 true damage at less than 15 minutes. That is actually insane. It's just because of the Janna shield, and I have like full Conqueror stacks, and I've got 2 items at 15 minutes. But oh my god, that's insane. I remember eating her and thinking, wow, I'm surprised that killed her, and I just now saw, wow, that is so crazy. So anyways, Rek'Sai takes turrets really fast. I see that the play's happening topside, so I immediately, okay, what can I get? Like, while there's 2 top, everybody's dead, what can I do? So I go for the mid turret. If Veigar doesn't teleport here. I take this full turret. I'm very, very strong. I do a lot of damage to turrets. Whatever. Unfortunately, he does teleport, and he clears the way pretty fast with his W, so we peace out. They're getting top. That's fine. And we just go back to farming. Maybe I could have looked to take Kha'Zix's top side instead, because he's probably going to take my top side, or his bot side rather. I should have looked to take his bot side. He's going to take my top side. I looked to try to make a play on Veigar here. This is real dumb. This is another hard int that I did. For some reason, I thought that I could E, because with Rek'Sai's E, her tunnel, you can eat CC and still move in your tunnel. But there's like 2 different types of CC, or there's lots of different types of CC. But there's one that like there's some CC that hard stops you and some doesn't. Like a Twisted Fate gold card or an anti-stun does not hard stop you, and you can eat it and E at the same time and move. But then there's other types of CC. I think they're called displacement. I don't really know. How, this isn't displacing me, but whatever. I can't E through this. I thought I could E through it and I would be fine, but he stuns me and I just die. So that's pretty awkward. And I gave a huge shutdown to Syndra. Really not good. Very important with this strategy to not die. You don't want to. You're gonna probably always have like a lot of. You're probably gonna have a big shutdown gold if you're playing this correctly, and getting deaths is just really bad. It's time that you're not spending farming. You're giving the enemy team XP. You know, just really, really bad stuff. But unfortunately, we're not perfect. We're gonna make mistakes. It's really nice when you make a mistake like that, because you can actually just like directly point to, oh, I learned this. So now I know that until I forget it again, I know the Veigar cage and Rek'Sai tunnel interaction. So that's good. My team ends up making a good play out of it, and we're able to use that to secure the dragon. And this puts us at 3 dragons. It is 17 minutes in the game. We've already got 3 dragons, and the 4th dragon win condition. 4 dragons is a win condition in most games, unless you're like really far behind or you don't know how to end games or whatever. And we got that win condition popping up at 22 minutes in the game. That's very important. Everybody talks about how Rek'Sai doesn't scale. Well, here you go. I am ending the game essentially at 22 minutes by getting Infernal Dragon. Okay. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Again, all we're doing is farming and trying to keep ourselves as strong as possible. We've got a level on their solo laner. That's huge. Kha'Zix jumps on us. We're chilling. I'm only 1 level on the Kha'Zix, but I am almost level... You can tell he just evolved his thing, so he must have just hit level 11. And clearly, I am about to hit level 13. So we're like 1 3/4 level over Kha'Zix. Almost 2 levels. Pretty important. I don't even know what I'm looking for right now. I guess we're just chilling. Is there a way to like speed the game up? Oh. Can I draw? You know what? I'm going to say this for another video. I'm trying to learn how to draw for like coaching videos and stuff like that, like onto the actual video that I'm watching. So that was just a free kill. Galio trades really well. We follow up with a Q and kill him. He gets hit by the Janna, just hard CC'd. I knock up randomly here because I figured he was probably there. I figured he was going to run to his... Okay, I got back here. Hopefully I did that out. I wasn't lazy. But yeah, so here we are. We get another free kill on the Kha'Zix, whatever. These are all just going to be like chains of mistakes that the enemies are making. Like from here on out, I mean, you guys understand the strategy, right? It's just farming so we stay strong. I think my Edge of Night stopped the Camille ult there, which is pretty nice. I'm very strong here. I've got 2 items. These guys can't fight me. I'm a higher level than the solo laners. And this will happen. Like, you'll be a higher level than the solo laners unless they're playing like really, really well. Oh, and this isn't like Diamond 1 Elo or actually maybe a little bit higher than Diamond 1 Elo. And dude, if you're doing this strategy and like gold or silver or lower, like you're gonna be like 2 or 3 levels up on the solo laners and like 4 levels up on the jungler. Literally just by virtue of being efficient, you can be, it puts you miles ahead of everyone else. This is what you have to do in Season 10, right? Like, they got rid of rubber banding from XP camps. That means when you're lower level, you don't get more XP from the XP camps. So there's just, it's all about staying as ahead as humanly possible. All of our camps are up. This is really nice. We're just going to use our tunnels. In the late game, this is really nice. They buffed camp XP. And this is when you have all of your tunnels up and you can just farm these camps super, super quickly, one after the other, just as efficiently as possible. And then I'm going to walk over here and I'm going to take Scuttle on spawn and reset. I was planning on buying Black Cleaver. This is sort of my normal build, Edge of Night, Black Cleaver when I'm ahead. But they have a lot of AP damage on their team. So, and I had the full gold for it. So I was just like, screw it. I'm going to buy Death's Dance. Really underrated item on REK'SAI right now. It gives us MR and it also gives us a bunch of AD and survivability with the passive. Very, very nice. I guess the fight's going to happen here. I think we're just hanging out. So my team made a mistake here. They shouldn't have been playing up when I reset. I could have also pinged them because, right, it's solo queue. We have to. It's all about what we do. Like, what my team does doesn't matter. It's everything that I can do. So I could have pinged them and said, hold on, I'm basing. I've got a big buy. Like, play careful. But whatever. They didn't play careful. So we end up in sort of a weird fight here that could have been bad for us, but it doesn't looks like it doesn't end up being too bad. They get 2 kills, but that's it. Dragon is spawning, but fortunately the dragon spawns. The dragon spawn is far off enough that they can't like force their 2-person lead over us, which I don't know if they could have done anyways because they were really low HP. But they can't force us, force the Baron here, so, or the dragon rather. And this is Dragon Soul, remember? So they're all coming into the Dragon Soul. We have priority here, meaning we have all the wards, all division, which is really, really nice. So now they're in this sort of like gut-wrenching position where they're like, damn, like we can't give up Dragon Soul. Like we have to face check this. And this is where this mistake, or whatever you want to call it, happens. Kha'Zix doesn't really have a choice but to try to slowly get vision of the dragon pits. Maybe he should just give the dragon. You can make that argument, but he doesn't want to, and he's right here. Could we have killed this guy without me flashing in here? Maybe, but I don't want to risk it because I know that if we get this Dragon Soul, the game is like virtually pretty much over. So I just use my flash here and get a couple autos in, and then I ult him immediately because Kha'Zix can be slippery, and I'm confident that their damage is going to be enough to get him low enough for me to kill him, and it is, and we just get the free kill there, which auto guarantees us that we get this dragon. I'm just going to skip ahead. So, God, this 30-second skip timer, I wish I could make this lower. But yeah, so we get the dragon here. Apparently some other stuff happens. Not really that important for the purpose of this video. But hopefully I'm not like tilting you guys with the continuity of it. Let me know if I am in the comments below. Also, remember to like and subscribe. So yeah, we're just pushing in here. Kind of hard to siege, I guess, against Veigar plus Syndra. But yeah, I mean, I guess I can't go into less of like this urgent mode to tell you guys what I'm doing. You guys by now should understand sort of what this strategy is all about. It's all about farming in the early game to give you that consistent lead over your opponents. Utilize REK'SAI's pretty fast and healthy clear. Don't go for those risky, like 50-50 might be disingenuous, but like 60-40 ganks. This fucking drama. Yeah, it's just all about that efficiency. And yeah, we're just going to keep using our lead that we've earned ourselves throughout this whole game. We're 2 levels over our own solo laners right now, even with that Janna taking my Scuttle Crab. And this is just gonna happen in these games. In the late game, you can like really like ramp yourself up in levels. Honestly, it's kind of this Camille. Or sorry, this Fiora and this Galio, I think keep dying randomly. Like Galio's made a couple like insta teleports here, and that's actually why we're out of him. It's not, but I mean, but that's how it's gonna be in like your games. Like your laners aren't gonna play perfect. They're gonna miss XP, and if you do play close to perfect and really efficient, you're gonna be ahead of them like I am in this game. We've got 2 levels on the Kha'Zix. This Kha'Zix is sort of keeping up. He's only 1 level down behind his solo laners. He's the same levels as my solo laners, but I'm just really far ahead. And this is without taking like virtually any lane farm. I've barely taken any lane farm. Like you've seen me have opportunities to take the lane farm and put my teammates behind and put myself even more ahead. Like I could be level 16 right now, but it's just not worth it. You gotta know when to hold him and when to fold him and whatever. So this Kha'Zix is kind of playing really aggressive. He can't really do that, so I just punish him, tunnel in, knock him up, and one-shot him with my ult. And then we just move on over to start taking Baron. And this is what you want to do. You want to use your lead. Like if the Kha'Zix was like the same level as me, or gosh forbid a higher level, and if he had like more items, like I can't do what I just did to him. But because I'm so strong, I have the level lead, I have the item lead, I'm able to just run over him like that. And again, I did all of that by playing very consistently, and yeah, don't feel like you just need to get off these early ganks or you're just gonna lose, because it's just not true. That's what I'm trying to get across. Rek'Sai is all about that full clear. Oh yeah, I told him to slow DPS there so that it doesn't get bursted by like vague RW plus like a Syndra combo. Super important. And then you just chain your E with smites and finish it off. This game takes forever to end. I have no idea why. God, I really want to skip ahead because I don't want to make this video too long. I'm sorry, if you guys want to watch this full game, I actually didn't stream it, so you can't. Sorry about that. If you guys want me to upload it, I don't know why you would, but I do have a gameplay channel, second channel. I'll put the link in the description below. Check it out. But yeah, my teammates, I don't know, we mess up the siege again, and yeah, we get caught. I could like go in for this fight here, but like, am I gonna kill like 5 people by myself? Probably not. And I probably have a huge shutdown right now. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to die, so I just back off and choose to let him die. I figure I can save this Johnny here. Don't end up needing to. But I got red buff ticking, or red buff. I'm level 16 with red buff, so I heal a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. This dude's going for some crazy plays. Got 3 levels on him. Still got the level on Camille. We're hanging out, vibing. I'm trying to like heal up with my red buff and try to bait them to a fight here. We have a pretty nice teleport by Galio here. Tunnel into tunnel into tunnel. I'm looking for a play. A little bit sketchy. Using my R to stay on top of him. Again, you don't always use your R to execute. There's lots of different ways to use your R. Hopefully I've sort of showed that this game. And yeah. We get 2 more kills. Herald, or Elder Dragon is about to spawn now. The 28-minute Elder Dragon. Again, we've got all these different things that are helping us end this game. You can probably tell if I hadn't got those neutral objectives, this would be kind of a scary game. But we've just got a lot of things going for us this game. So I base because I know that I have plenty of time until Elder Dragon spawns. My teammates are pushing forward, whatever. They got to pick on Kazakhs. I'm like, guys, we're doing the Elder. What's up? But I'm just able to do it myself at this point. I did buy the Black Cleaver. I love having Black Cleaver. The 40% CDR is really, really nice. I get that tenacity potion here, so I can kind of help engage these fights. At this point, you don't really need the extra AD. I'd rather have the tenacity and the HP. Though maybe I should have gone for the red potion for the clickbait. That was a really weird arrow, not gonna lie. I'm just trying to poke out with Elder Dragon and stuff. God, I want to skip ahead so bad, but I know that this is gonna bug people if I just like really just break the continuity of this game even more than I already have. And these 30-second skips are terrible. Where's the speed up option? It's like not a speed up option in Windows Media Player. It's terrible. But we're just waiting for our window right now and poking them down in the meantime. I waste my shield there, which is pretty int. I honestly, God, don't know if I can walk through that. I'm pretty sure I can walk through that cage after I break my shield on it, but I just used my tunnel instead because I just wasn't sure. It's kind of annoying because they do have a Senna to heal them. So our poke doesn't do as much as I would like it to. Actually, almost killing that Camille though. But yeah, we're just waiting for a moment to go in. I end up at some point checking to make sure the Syndra doesn't have Zhonya's. It's really, really, really int to not take if you're an AP laner for some reason, and you've gotten this far into this video. You should always build a Zhonya's against Rek'Sai. It's like his hardest counter, or her hardest counter. Sorry. But yeah, she doesn't take Zhonya's, so anytime I flash on her, she's actually just instantly dead, and there's nothing she can do about it. And that's rip. That's the power of Rek'Sai, right? Like, Flash Rek'Sai is just such a strong ability. There's like nothing they can literally do about it besides like not get into my tunnel flash range, which is just like very, very hard to do. But yeah, if I can like do my full combo on her before she can E me away, like I knock up like I did on the Kazakhs at the beginning of this video, you flash, burrow Q, knock up, auto, like Q, auto reset, E, ult, and like you can do all that before she can stop you. So I blocked the Camille's E, and just get in here. And there, I flashed onto her like I've been wanting to. Did my E to dodge damage. Try to go for the penta. Ashe steals it. Whatever. I'm not mad. And yeah, that is the video. Guys, I hope that this strategy was eye-opening, or it showed you, or it taught you something. Yeah, this is what I do every single game. My peak so far in NA was 550 LP this season. I've been higher in the past, but that's just what I did this season before I sort of stopped playing and kind of got bored with it. I got like an 1100 LP account in LAN for fun. And then, yeah, you saw the Masters account. I got to Masters with an 80% win rate using this strategy, solo. Like, you do not need to rely on your teammates. You know, support them the best that you can, but at the end of the day, you have to put yourself first. Just like real life, you have to put yourself first. Very, very important. I hope that you guys found this useful. If you did, like, subscribe, check me out on Twitch. I stream. Join my Discord. Talk to me on Discord. We've got a great community there of people that are trying to improve and better themselves. And yeah, I'm just going to show you guys the damage charts really quickly, because I know you guys like that. Oh, end of the game, I was the only one level 18. I was a higher level than everyone else. 3 levels above the top, 2 above this dude, 4 above that dude. Just, yeah, it's weird. Oh, and I got an S+ for the people that care about that. We did get max damage, not by that much, though. Kind of surprising. But yeah, that's it, boys and girls. And anyone else. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.